Happy Thursday, Charles. So the weight is off of your back.
Yes, it is.
Yes, we managed to keep the streak alive, my friend. So that's 3 days in a row where both of us on Monday, Terry and I hit the hot dog. On Tuesday, Terry and I hit the prime rib. Yesterday, you and I hit the prime rib. But unfortunately, it is the second day this week, too, where one of us had a chance to close out a really nice ticket and got beat by a horse that the other guy had.
I
So
know. That's the way it is, right?
unfortunately, at times that's the way it can go. And, hopefully other folks who play along were looking at the hot dog picks and said, you know what, I'm going to throw that 13 in there too and manage to cash that ticket as well. So hopefully folks did that. Last night, hopefully you tuned in. Our Jamie Martinez was a warrior. She lives in the Tampa area. And obviously, if you're following the news, they've had a lot of weather down there lately, hurricane. For all of the folks that live down, I have good friends who live down in there, told me that their stuff is, can I say FUBAR? Is that against the rules to say?
I don't think it is.
Yeah,
Why not?
I don't want to get in any trouble, but that's the text I got. My folks live down there as well and said that this stuff is just a mess. So to all of our friends in Florida, we wish you nothing but the best, a speedy and as stress-free recovery as possible. But our Jamie was still smiling down there, actually threw a compliment my way, not all exclusive to Sean. They talked to Kiber Koa. It was a really good conversation. If you hadn't had a chance to catch that, young man, you want to do that right here on Horse Racing Radar TV while you're on YouTube. Please, what should they do, Mr. Charles?
Well, they should subscribe and hit that little bell button, and so they could get alerts at all times.
Yes, indeed, because we put a lot of stuff on. A quick couple house cleaning things. We will not have a Player's Edge tonight or Tom and I tomorrow. Unfortunately, just a couple of things didn't break our way for tonight. Terry couldn't make it. Tom is on vacation. Tom was going to come, but his internet connection, he's out of town. It's not reliable. And so that also means we're not going to be able to do the ARC for tomorrow's show. Sean and I will be back with Jared tomorrow night to cover the NFL week 4, I think it is already. So make sure you tune in for that. I know Chris P and Eddie C will get together to do their spot plays, probably for Belmont at Aqueduct come Saturday. But Tom will have all of his ARC picks. I'll put mine up there as well. So over at horseracingtoday.net, you will be able to find all of that information. And then, of course, we'll return back to our regular schedule next Monday. All right, today, our regularly scheduled program is to go to Belmont at the Big A. Charles, why don't they just say Aqueduct? Any idea for that?
Yeah, that's all they have to do. I mean, everything that goes off the track, we're just going off of Aqueduct.
Absolutely. But I did put Belmont in there, so I played along as well. So forgive me for playing along at the Belmont at the Big Aqueduct. Unfortunately, I don't know, just a lot of a lot of not fun stuff last night. The data provider I used to create those new heat maps for post position and bias wasn't working for me. That just the URL kept spinning. I turned my computer off and everything. And so I just have to go back to the previous format. So race number 1 at Belmont. This one is a 6 furlong maiden $95,000 race. And so far, 6 furlongs at the Belmont at Aqueduct meet, 16 races, 9 of which were won by speed. 3 went wire to wire. So far, none have come home from the rail. It's also a penalty if you wear the black 2 or the blue 3. 4 through 7 get a bonus. 8 and out are also penalized. So looks to me like the best place to be is post 4 through 7. We do have our pace worksheet, however, that we can kind of work on. Race number 1. We do find that the 4 horse has some early pace, going to be in the mix. It and the 5 will probably slug it out for the first quarter of a mile. But the 5 does have a plus pace advantage at the 4 furlong marker. So at the half-mile marker, should pull ahead of the 4. That's kind of how I'm forecasting the race. Unfortunately, they don't always work out that way. The 2 horse does catch a late place plus advantage, meaning if it's close to all of the rest coming down the stretch, should have enough momentum to get on by. And when you combine early pace and late pace together, Charles, the 2 horse looks like it's the most complete horse in the race. How do you see the race in terms of your picks to get us cracking at Belmont at the Big A?
Well, like you said, here at Belmont on this particular race, post number 2 is not very good. And number 2 has Nick Zito. He's an offer for the year. Unbelievable. So I'm saying it's going to be the 2 today.
Hmm.
Yeah, it didn't go up. So anyway,
You got to hit
it's
the
going to be
tab
the
button,
2.
Charles, not the enter.
All right. That's
And
what
that'll
it is.
help you go across. So I'll change the
All right.
color. It's just the color thing. I don't. You're on the wrong route altogether.
Uh,
So there we
okay,
go.
the 2 is my first pick in this race. I think Nick Zito's going to get the monkey off his back now.
Uh huh.
Poor guy, Ofer. He's much better than that. But
Mm-hmm.
he ran. This horse ran very good last time out. Has a lot of talent, tactical speed, like you just finished pointing out. He could close. He could sit real close to the pace. He could close from a little bit behind. He's got the bug boy today. I think this bug boy has a lot of talent too.
Mm-hmm.
So I see this horse going against all odds today with the post and his poor trainer. That's Ofer.
It's going to be the Phil Collins horse, huh? Against all
That's
odds.
right.
That's
You
right.
got it. And then my second pick is going to be the 3. What the heck's going on here?
I don't know. You're all the way down there. I'll put in. You just read out the numbers. I'll put
Yeah.
in.
So my next pick is going to be the 3. He just missed last time out. Just lost by 3/4 of a length. This trainer gets 16% for for the year of the jock, and he has a tactical speed too. So he might be a little dangerous also in this maiden race. And then my third pick is going to be the 6. Uh, he's been knocking on the door. Both times out was 2 times out was thirds. So he has tactical speed also. So I'm sure this horse is going to be keeping Nick Zito sweating all the way down the stretch too.
Mm-hmm.
And then my final pick is the 1 horse. Cox gets 24% winners. Plus, he also gets 23% when they're 90 days plus off, days off. So he could bring them off fresh, nice and easy. So look for this horse to pick a piece of the pie.
All right. So I'm going to start off race number 1 with my long shot of the day. So I'm coming out of the barn swinging. The 6 horse. Funny how. Did run the top last race speed figure, was better in the first half mile of its race last time out. Does have a couple maintenance works out in between starts. I think this one has grounds to improve in the second start off a layoff. Number 5, Clarerific. I hope I got that right. Was the betting favorite in her debut, as I mentioned, does have that plus furlong advantage in the early pace. So the half mile marker should take over and just got to hang on for a couple more furlongs. Has a couple of very good workouts in between races, gets a weight break. So I think that combination will be enough to carry it 2 more furlongs. Number 2, your Nick Zito horse, Alicia. 3 consecutive speed figure increases. So trying to make it 4 in a row. Did show some speed for the first time in its career last out. Has a lot of good workouts at Belmont too, since moving into the park there. Has the late pace edge and the top late pace and early pace combination. And then finally, number 1, ending just like you, Firewolves. Brad Cox shipper, usually well bet, but yet this one has not quite figured out how to live up to its expectations yet, Charles.
Yep.
How you doing today, August? It was a wild day, but we had a good day. We cashed some nice tickets yesterday at Charlestown, at Churchill Downs. So maybe we can do the same today. We're on a three-game winning streak, looking to make it 4. In race number 2, we're looking at a race that is another 6 furlongs, but this one instead is on the outer turf. And so far on the outer turf, 6 furlongs, 13 races, 11 of which were won by speed. A hefty 6 of the 13 went wire to wire, so you better be damn fast. Much like 6 furlongs on the dirt, no one's come home from the rail yet in the first position. You do get a penalty, 2 through 3. 4 through 7 have been best, and 8 out again is a place to get penalized. So a lot of trouble if you're not either you got to be in the middle for whatever reason. Race number 2, the 8 horse was a main track entrant, so it's not in this race. And the first thing you notice here is everybody in this group is either a pressure horse or a closer. So it's not really a true front runner in the mix. The 1, and the 7 probably have some of the most early pace, but they'll be challenged early on by the 6 horse, which is a left arrow horse, our first on the day. And if you look at the notes that we post over at horseracingtoday.net every day, I see a lot of times winners, left arrow horse is the first comment. In addition to being a left arrow horse, this guy has the top late pace figure, so should be close to the pace, and has the ability to run at the end, and has the top mix of early pace and late pace to carry it home. Charles, how do you see race 2 coming to a close?
Yeah, those are pretty much kind of like what I'm thinking a little bit. I ended up with my first pick being the I don't know what's going on with this thing today.
Just tell me the numbers. I'll pop them in there.
The brother. 7 horse.
Uh-huh.
I go with the 7 horse as my first pick. So he was bet well last 2 times out, actually. Has tactical speed. I think he's going to go to the lead. Pratt stays on this horse. He's been in the money 4 out of 5 times. So this horse is a hard knocker. The 6 horse is my second pick. He finished well last time out. Ortiz stays on. Trainer jockey combo is always hot. And then the 3 horse is my third pick. He cuts back in distance today. He's a closer, probably the true closer in this race, I think. But Trainer gets 24% when they're 45 days or more off for a little rest.
Little R&R.
And then he's a little angry boy today. He's the first time gelding, and they take the blinkers off.
So do you think when they try so many different things, is that because they don't know what to do with the horse, so they're trying anything, or the trainer actually has a strategy?
Well, he has a strategy because when you geld him, that's going to stop one problem for sure. Now, taking the blinkers off, they're trying to get him to calm down and maybe, relax a little bit. Because when you put the blinkers on, usually it makes you focus or it really intensifies them. So I think they're trying to do both. He was probably a little too high strung, maybe.
All right.
Be my guess.
A little too many monsters.
Yeah, too many. My fourth and final pick will be the 2. Did well after a layoff, and he should be closing also on this race to get a little piece of the pie.
All right. So in race number 2 for me, I'm going to start off with I have to press the right button here. There's so many things going on right now in the background. Smoking Heat is my top choice. This guy's been off since July. I kind of like that name too. Smoking Heat. Sounds like a character in one of those old Major League Baseball movies, played by Charlie Sheen. Anyway, this guy's been off since July 24th. Does have a bullet workout on September 22nd. And if you look through all of its past workouts, it's the only time the horse has put a bullet up. So perhaps this first off the claim horse for Robert Falcone Jr. is going to live up to that 25% winning angle for the trainer. As you mentioned, has all those other things going on with the blinkers and the gelded. So I think maybe this horse does wake up today for Mr. Falcone. Number 6, and the Rockets Red Glare. It is a left arrow horse, as we saw in the pace worksheet. Does have the top early pace and late pace combination in the field to go with the top late pace. So should be involved in the race from start to finish and has enough energy to finish it out. Number 7, Java Buzz. This guy's been a money burner. That's why I didn't put him in there. The favorite in 3 of the last 4 races. Still looking for the maiden win, but quite frankly, looks better than the rest of the horses in this field. So much like you, I close it out with the 2, Chuck-a-Moon. The last race was the best of his 3 races so far. Has the decent workouts for maintenance in between races. So maybe this horse in its 4th career start and 2nd off a minor rest is enough to get it to wake up today. Race number 3 is a stakes race. I didn't even know this one was on the card until because I have to monitor the stakes races all the time. And in doing so, this one was not in the Blood Horse listed as a stakes race today. So as I went through the card, Charles says race 2, the rail down to 0 today should improve inside post position. First time rail down this meet, moved in from 18 feet. So pay attention to see if there is a lot of early pace and holding on the turf course, says Charles. So race 3 is the 7 furlong race. It is the $125,000 Bettram Af Bongard Stakes. at 7 furlongs so far at the Belmont, or the Bank of America meet, as I'm calling it, the BOA. 9 races, 6 of which were won by speed. 4 took them from wire to wire. So you got to be fast. There is a small rail penalty, major penalty if you wear a 2 or 3, an enormous bonus 4 through 7. And so far, nobody wearing an 8 has managed to collect the winner's check. And our post position here, our pace bias, some interesting stuff here. The 4 horse did win going wire to wire in its debut, but you're not 100% sure that's the kind of horse it is. The 3 horse is a left arrow horse, one that does have a plus edge at the 4 furlong marker, so likely to be on the lead, did close to win its race. But when I look at this 4 horse, it has, in terms of late pace, 4 check marks, 4 pluses over the next closest horse. And when you combine early pace and late pace, in other words, this horse scores 20 points more in my pace setups. And albeit a lot of these guys don't have a lot of experience, so that's likely to change today. But if that advantage holds true, I don't know how anybody beats that 4, but you're certainly going to make a case for somebody to do it as your long shot, Charles. And who is that?
Yeah, and I'm going to say it's going to be the 2. Is going to be my long shot of the day. And you're right. The 4, it looks like the speed of speed, but the 2's got a hot jockey, one last time out, moves up in classes, but that's the way it is when you go into the stakes race.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be the now horse, So, like you said, it's not much data you could get off of these horses. So, the 4 is my second pick. Might be the speed of the speed, hot trainer jockey combo. There's a jock switch that now you go to Jose Ortiz, most likely as a commitment thing with Todd. He loses Ortiz, so I wouldn't blame the jock switch thing on that one.
All right, I was kind of curious about that too.
Because he's riding for Todd all the time, so kind of got a little bit of a commitment. My third pick is the 3 horse. Ran second last time out. Shows he has some ability there. Jose stays on this horse, and of course he's dangerous. And then my final pick in this race, this maiden ran well last time out. Has some tactical speed.
The number
will be the number 5.
The 5. All right. So you're done with that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, good. I interrupted. I thought, oh,
no, that's okay.
What's going on now? All right, because I wanted to make sure I got the number in there. For me, this horse, number 4, Arctic Arrogance, has such a tactical and pace advantage, ability advantage. It appears based upon the debut over everybody else. And I'm not even sure the horse had to work as hard as it could in that race. So maybe they're sitting on a good one right here. Number 2, Donegal Surges, is my second choice. Interestingly, as you mentioned, Jose Ortiz gets off the 1 to stay here, but it's probably a commitment thing, as you mentioned. The 2 horse, the 3 horse was my second horse, Donegal Surges. The 2 horse is Blame It on Daddy. Isn't that what they always do? This one ran a better 6 furlong time in its second start relative to its first start, cutting about a second off. But it did lose handily to the 3 horse when they matched up in their debuts. And then finally, number 1, General Banker, to me, looks considerably better than the 5 horse Jackson Heights, at least the way it looks on paper to me. We'll see how it all plays out when they run around the track on dirt. Race 4 is the next race on the card, as you can tell, because down here it says race 3, race 4. 6.5 furlongs, claiming $25,000 for a purse of 60 grand. So far at 6.5 furlongs, just a trio of races, 100% of which were won by horses that were in the first 3 at the first call. Only one of those horses, though, went from gate to wire. All the winners came from posts 4 through 7. So at least through the first couple of races, it does look like to me, Charles, that there is some sort of inside anti-bias, if you will. So what do you see playing out in the race 4? Just again, call out your numbers. I'll type.
Yeah. Well, for my first pick, I'm not going to try to buck the system here. I'm going to say the 7 horse is going to win this race. Just forget the last time out on turf. It was his only turf race back there, but he cuts back in distance, and he's got good tactical speed. Trainer gets 23% on the winners, and then he jumps up to 33% when he goes from turf to dirt. So I think that's a heck of a move. My second pick is actually the 2B, but we'll go 2 because there's 2 of them there. So
we can put 2B there. That's cool.
2B.
2B or not 2B.
And then because he's got a hot jock, has speed. He cuts back in distance. He was claimed last time out, and the trainer is 29% after the claim. So that's something to watch out for. And my third pick is the 3. Hot jockey, claimed last time out again. Moves up in class, but that's okay. That's what you have to do sometimes when you get claimed. Trainer gets 27% after the claim. So we got a couple of angles there on a couple of horses. And my final pick is the 4 horse. Gets the hot bug boy. Has speed. Trainer gets about 30% when he puts them in claiming races.
All right. So where you stop, I start. The 4 horse. Daily briefing as a left arrow horse, as we saw in the pace worksheet. Did I do the pace worksheet here, Charles? I don't think I did, right? I think I skipped over the pace worksheet. So let's pull that up. Race 4. Yes, I did skip over the pace worksheet. This race is kind of interesting to me. The 1 horse did scratch one of the few scratches in here. The 4 horse is my, as I mentioned, left arrow horse. This 01 designates it has the top combination of early pace and late pace. I made a bunch of notes down here. Again, before we get to the notes, though, you see that, again, you have a lot of horses that are kind of boxed up. None really that go to the lead or have to have the lead or lead dependent to win. Mostly those horses that have done well, either pressured the leaders or closed. These pressure closers can move forward or they can be patient if necessary. But you see a lot of notes down here. The 3, the 8, the 5, the 1, the 2B, and the 2 all have similar early pace numbers. And then if we come on over here, the 5, the 1A, the 4, the 3, the 2B, the 8, and the 6 have similar late pace numbers. So what does that tell you, Charles?
Who knows? Basically, that's what it means.
Well, that tells you, to me, it's a highly competitive race because none has, I mean, they're all kind of mirror images of each other.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the 4 horse as the left arrow horse with the top early pace late combination. Did tie for the top last race speed figure last time out, which was a byproduct of better fractions, something I like to see. This horse is making the 3rd start off a layoff for only the second time in its career. The first time, the 3rd race in the 3-race cycle, was by far the best of the 3. I'm going to go with the 2 and 2B combination in here as well. I don't know that it matters which one you take. I think they're both competitive. Veridia, first off the claim for trainer Jose Camejo. So is the 2B. Both of those are 27% winners. Then you look at the 2B. It's making its first start off the bench. The last 2 times the horse came out of the barn, it won those races as well. Number 5 is my 3rd choice. That one is Prairie Fire. Been very strong at the distance. 7 times out, 2 wins, 3 seconds, and a 3rd. And is the other to tie along with the 4 for the top last race speed figure. And then finally, number 3, Big Q. I mean, how can you not bet a horse at Aqueduct named the Big Q? And it has the top Aqueduct numbers in its 7 races so far, 2 wins and 2 seconds. And at Monmouth on September the 10th, put a bullet workout getting ready for this race. 3 furlongs in 35 and 1. All right, you're a trainer. 3 furlongs in 35 and 1. Is that fast, Charles?
That's pretty fast. I
quick.
just would like to say is when you do see that, I would love to see how he did it, though. Was he being pressured to do it, or did he do it all on his own? So that's another key to when you look at workouts.
Charles says in race number 4, take a look at the 6 horse. Interesting with late pace advantage. If it collapses, jockey won't quit trying to get there. So yeah, it's one of those races where the way they all bulked up in the pack there, I don't know that anyone is necessarily going to hop out and try to be well, I'm sure that all the trainers do see the same thing that we see, and somebody's going to be told to send, right? I mean, it always works out. They'll all be told to send today.
Well, they all could be told. Yeah, there you go.
Right? Because they all see the same thing.
Yeah.
Before we get on to your best bet, Charles, let's talk about the best bet of the day, or best parlay of the day, from our good friend over at Picks with the Professor. There is a link in the description below. Please use it if you go to his live show or his YouTube channel. Link for that as well. Head into the comment section. Let them know that you came from horse racing today. Be obnoxious. So far, he's 11-11 on these parlays. It's kind of hard to do, but the average odds have been plus 116. So that means you're turning a profit. If you win 50%, but lose 50. So if you lose 10 at, in $100 and you win 10 at $116, you're going to make 16 times 10. Today's bet, he's got a few of them there. He's got the Orioles plus 1.5 under 9.5. That's a plus 155 on DraftKings. And then the Marlins at getting a run and a half and under 9.5 as well at plus 125 on DraftKings. So if you're betting baseball, make sure you take a look at the Picks with the Professor. Again, you also will have college football on his site. There's a link for that, bookmark it, because I know college football kicks back in tonight. So does the NFL. So I'm sure Sean, myself, or Jared will have a pick for tonight's game. You'll be able to find that on our Twitter feed, our Instagram feed, our not on YouTube, but on Facebook, all of which you can see are linked below in the ticker down there. Race number 5, as we preluded to, is a Charles best bet of the day. It does not have a pace worksheet because it is a 6 furlong maiden special weight for $77,000. They're going to run 6 furlongs on the main track. A bunch of first-time starters in here, which means there is no need to put together the pace because we don't know what they're going to do. As we said before, 16 races, 9 of which were either first, second, or third at the quarter-mile marker, a trio of which took them from gate to wire. None have won from the rail. A penalty from 2 and 3. 4 through 7 are the best. 8 and out is a bonus. So who is your best bet, Charles, and why?
Well, first thing I would like to say, usually I don't have a best bet when it comes to maidens, but today it was a tough card, and this race I kept on coming up with the same horse every time, and that would be the 6 horse. The trainer Weaver, he should actually get more notoriety. I mean, I think he's one of the top trainers out there. He sends them out fit every time. They always look fantastic. So he gets 15% winners. This horse just missed last time out. So Eric stays on. Like I said, he's more of a standout in this race constantly, that he was right there. So he should be ringing the bell today. My second pick is the 1 horse. I like Steve Asmussen. He always sends them out fit. He gets 15% with first-time starters. The dam of this horse got 2 winners out of 2 starters, so she's doing her job. And the horse has got solid works like I would expect. My third pick in this race is the 5. You got the Todd and Ortiz Jr. on this combo. The dam gets got 4 winners from 8 starters. Solid work tab. And then my final pick in this race will be the 8. The trainer gets 17% with first timers. The dam of this horse has 5 winners. 3 of them are stakes winners.
Nice.
Out of 5 starters. So very, very good. Gets the hot bug boy again today. He's getting some good mounts, I believe, in here at the track. So that's my final pick of the race. That's why it's the best bet of the day. I still think Weaver's got the best horse of the whole field.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with the Weaver horse too. The 6 horse Nobilis did finish second in its debut. So there you have it. The Chris Parmalu angle. Maidens that hit second last time out come back to win, Chris says, a lot of times. Next time around the track. Fortunately, it didn't work out for me yesterday, but did have a little bit of a funny start in its last race. So just a little better clean break when the gates open. I think it could be enough for Nobilis to make the Chris P angle come true today. Number 1, the Inspector, or just plain Inspector. I think we have the same exact order here. So I think you're in my notes again. That December 16th work of 59-1, I think is telling. The horse could be pretty quick. but that rail has yet to win in 16 races. That's a big enough sample size for me to say, yeah, something's funky with the rail right now at Aqueduct or Belmont at Aqueduct. Number 5, Canarsie. This one has some nice works getting ready for trainer Todd Pletcher, who wins at 19% with first-time starters, kind of in line with what he does. So really not an alpha angle there. And then finally, number 8 is my final choice as well. Screen Door. Trainer Kelly Breen wins 20% when debuting at the maiden special weight rankings. That's a really nice workout that I kind of identified on September the 17th at Monmouth. So race 2, 3, 4, and 5 knocks out the first of the pick 4s. I think that's our hot dog pick 4 here today. We're kind of strumming it up a little bit differently. You really are convinced in that maiden race you're going to let it all hang on that 6 horse. Yeah, I'm not so courageous, but you are going to do the same kind of pattern you did yesterday, 4 by 2 by 4 by 1. So when you get to that last race, you're going to be looking at mine saying, man, I wish I did what Rich did. I'm going to start with 2 horses in the first leg. I'm going to single that 4. I don't know. I mean, if it just repeats what it did on that first race, wash, rinse, and repeat like Pert shampoo, it's going to win again. And then I'm going to go 4 deep in race number 4, even though it looks like 5 horses, but we're catching the 2 and 2B. So really are getting 5 horses. Just only have to pay for 4 of them, though. And in race number 5, I'm putting in 5 horses. Those maiden races, you really just have no idea what to expect when the gates open, right?
That's right. That really is true.
Yeah, 100% for sure. All right, so we're going to move off to race number 6 now. Let's see if we can get done in under an hour today, Charles.
Well, we'll try, huh?
Race 6 is another one on the outer turf. This one's optional claiming for $80,000, so it's a pretty good ticket right here for sure. At 6 furlongs on the outer turf, we talked about it a little bit early. There are 13 races, absolutely favor speed, 11 of which won by horses that were in the first call, first 3 at the first call. 6 of the 13, so almost half going wire to wire. Again, we find a struggling from posts 1, 2, and 3. You win a lot from 4 through 7, and again, you struggle if you wear an 8 and out. And we do have our pace worksheet for race number 6. Here we have a couple scratches I think kind of impacted the race, maybe a little bit. The 3 horse was the lone pressure horse. He got knocked out. The 6 horse in here also taking a break today. And here we find some notes again, meaning it's going to be a pretty tight race, I think. A lot of competition. The 2, the 8, the 3, and the 7 all have similar late pace numbers. All but the 2 horse share similar early pace, late pace combination figures. So this could be a pack of horses that runs all the way around the track together. So you're going to look for some advantages. The 4 horse is a left arrow horse, pressure closer that could find its way towards the front. These 2 horses, the 1 and the 7, can be on the lead or pressure the lead and still find the winner's circle. Of the 2, the 1 horse has better early pace, although the 7 horse has the top late pace in the field. So it could maybe run shotgun all the way around the track, then turn on the jets as they head for the finish line. How do you see them when they hit the finish line, Charles?
Well, I think my number 1 pick, the 8, I think he's got the tactical speed where he could sit right behind those first 2 horses, like you said, the 1 and the 7. So I think he could sit right there. Kendrick is back on this horse. The trainer gets 17% winners of the year so far. So that's my number 1 pick. My number 2 pick would be the 5. Rosario is back on this horse after a win, and then he's a closer. And the trainer jockey combo is a very good combo to always look for when they're racing.
Charles says that on race number 5, we back up a race there, that the 1 horse, the word is out that Steven Asmussen says that horse is very fast. So if you have some on-track insights like Charles does, and he is the E.F. Hutton of horse racing, whatever he says, man, you better listen. He's usually spot on. Please feel free to share it. Like August, you were sharing your picks yesterday. We won't see your picks today, my man. All information is good information, because that's really what mutual betting is. It's all the publicly available information, and then it is manifests in the money pools based upon how people are betting. Kind of like the free markets, the way it's supposed to work. Hey, Muhammad, how you doing today? Good to see you again as well. If you have thoughts, Muhammad, in the comment section, let us know. I know you have some more thoughts for race 6, including your 3rd pick, Charles. Sorry to interrupt. But go
No,
ahead.
that's okay. You're right about that. I mean, everyone should share. My third pick is the 4. He has the speed. IRAD takes over, drops in class. The trainer gets 19% for the year, but he gets a little higher when it's 45 days or more off. He gets 24%.
And you know what? If Irad's got the lead in the lane, you ain't passing him.
I know.
He'll see to that.
Matter of fact, he'll get off the horse and beat you or something. I don't know.
If he had to, I would think.
If he had to,
Yeah.
and he's got solid works also. So he's a horse to be reckoned with. And the 2 horse is my final pick. The trainer gets 15% on the 45 plus days off, cuts back in distance today, and it has also solid works to come into this race.
All right. So my best bet today, Charles, is your third choice. So maybe 3 is the charm for real. Kept Waiting is a left arrow horse that drops in from a grade 3 in its last effort. Ran on the turf at Aqueduct one time before and made easy work of the competition. So I'm hoping to see the 4 horse make easy work of the competition today. I'm glad my 4 horse didn't win yesterday as my best bet. Did finish third because the 3 horse won that last leg of the pick 4 with 19-1 and really fattened our payouts out. So if we get to that same situation today, I'm glad to have a horse, but it starts to pick 4, so it's not going to be the case. But number 8 is my second choice, your first choice, Ready to Venture. This one came over from England, and since it's been in the U.S., it's 6 for 6 in the money. So you're going to get a good effort out of this horse. And the last race was its best effort so far. And I think this is one, again, that in its second start off a layoff stands to improve and make up more ground today. Number 7, Fouette is my third choice. Top last race speed figure and drops in class. I love that combination. And then on top of it, it was better across the board. So if you look at the internals, the 2, the 4, the late pace figures, they were all an improvement from the prior start. So this one's making the classic third start off a layoff. And if that trend continues, it could be a tough one to beat. And then finally, number 5, Hit the Woa. I guess it's all right to hit Woa. But does have the top late pace score. Nice maintenance works between races. So maybe a horse that does improve here today in race number 6. Race 6, Charles says, 8 horse should get the first run at pace, but the 4 horse is my play. Going to go wire to wire. Charles is on the same page as I am with the best bet of the day being the 4. I don't know if it's your best bet, Charles, but certainly is mine for today. Race 7, we're going to go 1 mile on the turf for race 7. This one's an optional claiming for $80,000. So far, 1 mile on the turf, they've only done it 4 times. 3 of which were won by horses labeled as speed. 2 of the 4, so 50%, went wire to wire. Again, we find that no horses won from the rail. Only 1 horse is won from the 2 or 3 post. None from 4 through 7. And the remaining 3 won from 8 and out. So this is a pretty interesting spot to me in race number 7. Again, it must be something with the rail horse there that's making it difficult for horses to come home. Here we see the 9 horse, the main track entry, only entrant out. Again, we find a very lopsided race. It's like the really fat guy sitting on one end of the seesaw and the really skinny guy sitting on the other end because it's all tilts to one side. And that is all the closers and pace pressure closers. There is really not a traditional early pace type horse in this field. So that gives the 1 horse a little bit of a speed advantage, something it might not be familiar with. It does have a plus pace figure at the 2 furlong marker, so it should be a length or so on the lead when the gates open. The 5 horse has the most late pace. The 1 horse also carries the second best early pace and late pace figure. You're going to get a blob of horses running around the track, and then one of them is going to make a move. Who do you think that's going to be, Charles?
Well, I'm going to buck the system again here. I'm going with the 1. I mean, I know the rail's supposed to be dead on this type of race, but I'm going to go with
It
the
just
1.
seems to be dead so far at this meet. I mean, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
but
limited to any one space.
it's still early meet still, but Rosario and Clement was always a great combo, and it still is. It's kind of cooled off a little bit, but it still is a good combo. This horse has speed, so I think you're right on that. He's going to find himself on the front, and the trainer gets 20% on the 45 plus days off. So I think the one's going to do it. My second pick is going to be the 6 horse. The 6 horse has tactical speed. Chad and Irad, should I say any more?
You don't need to.
So, okay, done with that one.
Nah.
My third pick is the 3. One last time out at Kentucky Downs.
Tough place.
That's a tough place. Now,
They're not going to be any hills or weird turns here, and the grass certainly I don't think will be as deep.
Yes, but there at the end, at the finish line, you're kind of going uphill a little bit. So I think this horse is going to be in a little bit better shape. He's a closer. Sharp gets 18% winners, so he just needs some speed to run at that he could do something. And the 8 is my final pick. He drops in class. He's a closer, and Javier is back on this horse. And so, yeah, I think the first 2 picks are the ones to beat, in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, Charles agrees with you. He says that the race 6 to 8 horse should get first run. I did that one already. With next one, race 7, the 6 horse KS on the silks, Irad in the irons, and daily double from race number 6. So he's looking for an Irad double going on there. This one is my box it up in race number 7. Let me pop my picks in there, and we'll take you over to the. I have the 7, tab the 1, the 6, and the 2. And I'll put my box it up in here. This is where we put in 4 horses for a $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. I think I had the exacta yesterday, but they're all short prices, so it really didn't pay us anything. I was kind of hoping that I would catch a short price and then maybe some bombs in the middle, but didn't work out that way. So let's see how it works out today. I don't know why that keeps opening up. I think the 7 horse flop shot's one that should be near or close to its best performance, according to its resume, in the 3rd start off the break. A flop shot. Have you ever tried those in golf? Do you play golf, Charles?
I used to. It's not anymore, but yeah.
So, that's when you open the club face and you swing really hard and you hope the ball goes. And if you're not careful, you hit it right off the very edge of the club and you put all of your playmates or the folks that are playing with you in danger of getting drilled by a 900-mile-an-hour golf ball. But anyway, flop shot is more consistent than I am with its flop shot, being one of the more consistent performers in the field. Number 1, Big Everest, is a left arrow horse with the top last race speed figure. Should have a little bit of an advantage when they get the quarter-mile marker. Number 6, something that we lack, it seems from coast to coast, border to border, good governance, man. This one is trained by Chad Brown, and Irad Ortiz is in the iron. Surprisingly, as much as those 2 guys win, and particularly together, 27% of the time, in the money 70% of the time, they still essentially have a flat ROI, a little bit of a profit of just a penny, which you would think that combination would have a huge negative ROI.
Yeah.
So much money chasing them. And then finally, number 2, tough call for me over number 5, Therapist, something I probably need. But I think Dreams of Tomorrow is a better play for me. Has the top early pace, late pace combination in the field. And that is my box it up. So race number 8, as we try to close out this card, let me pop that up here so I know what time it is when I put the times in the description at YouTube. And while you're here watching, kindly, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell like Charles said, follow us on our social media sites, scrolling across the bottom. Our Swiss Army Sean will keep you up to speed with all sorts of things going on in horse racing. And we'll keep you up to speed with our thoughts at 1 1/8 for an allowance of $105,000 in race number 8. At 1 1/8 so far, just one race. So really not a whole lot to talk about in terms of what kind of biases might exist. But we can talk a little bit about how horses have performed in the past. In our final pace worksheet of the day, we do have a 1-horse scratching. The pace worksheet will be available in our recap over at horseracingtoday.net. So head on over there. The 6 horse is the lone P horse in the field. This one's kind of spread out. You have a little bit of everything. Horses that want to get to the lead, horses that don't mind playing co-pilot, pressure closer, a couple of closers in here, kind of a symmetrical race shape. If you look at it, the 8 horse does have the most late pace. You see that the 5 horse here has the best combination of early pace and late pace. 6 horses could be your pace setter, even though it's a pressure horse. Charles, so how do you think that this race will finish?
Yeah, this is a very interesting race too. I had a hard time between this race and the 9th race for my box. But I just figured out that the 3 is going to be the winner in this race, I believe.
Confidently
Uh,
spoken.
yeah, I believe he's going to be the winner because he has tactical speed. He fits well here. Prad and Chad combo. Once again, should I say any more?
Hmm.
Um, the 8 horse is my second pick. He just missed last time out by 3/4 of a length. I believe he's got a jockey upgrade in my opinion, and he's a good closer. The 6 horse is my third pick.
Mm-hmm.
Todd and Irad combo has speed. He has been bet well last 2 times out, so he could be a little dangerous. And then my final pick is the 5 horse. Solid work tab, in the money 3 out of 5 times, has speed, a good jockey trainer combo. And if you use this horse in any kind of exotics, you're just, this is the one time and one time only. You want to see gasoline prices go up.
Yeah, probably it is the only time. Yeah,
That's
they
the
might
only
go
time.
up again from what I've been reading. That's
Yeah.
not nice. All right. I'm going to start with the 6 horse. Up to the Mark was the favorite last out. Trainer Todd Pledger bounces back at a nice 27% win rate the next time around the track with some chalk that fell short. It's another one that I think has good reason to improve. Going to try to go a route for the second time. Number 3, Golden Alchemist did try its luck in a grade 3 last time out. Didn't really pan out. Is the lone PC horse in the field, meaning it can pressure the pace if it's too slow, and it can be patient if the race is too fast, giving it some versatility. I have found that those PC horses are probably your most versatile horse is in horse racing. The ones that can win from the front, the middle, or the back. They're not necessarily a race shape dependent. Has 16 furlongs of workout since its last race, so clearly Golden Alchemist is going to be fit, firm, and ready to run. Number 2, Good Skates, Aqueduct, 5 times. Never missed the board. The 2 horse. 5 times out, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. I think this one's going to be forwardly placed and has some late kick too. My only concern, I think Trevor McCarthy's riding this horse. I kind of like Trevor a little bit better on the PC types than the ones that are up front. But if this horse has some late kick, Trevor will have it properly placed to take advantage of that late run. And then finally, number 5, Gasoline. Charles, I think you said it best. You want to see the odds go up. The only time you want to see the odds go up. But got the debut win with the top last race speed figure. It's really the only way that I like to consider horses that are moving up, especially a huge move up out of the maiden win race. All right, the nightcap is race number 9, Charles. It is 6 furlongs, a maiden $77,000. Again, this one is loaded with first-time starters, so doing the pace worksheet is of no value at all. What we do know is that they've run 6 furlong races 16 times so far at Belmont at Aqueduct. We do know that 9 of them were won by horses that were in the first 3 at the quarter-mile marker. 3 of those 9 went wire to wire. Again, we see that there is a anti-bias. It's tough to win from the 1 horse, and none have done it so far. It's tough to win from posts 2 and 3. Most have won from 4 through 7. 8 and out gets penalized as well. So that bulk of horses in the middle might be where you want to focus your picks. Where are you going to focus yours in your box up? Give me the numbers real quick across the board.
1, 3, 2, 4.
All right. So
So
1,
yeah, I'm gonna.
3, 2, 4. This is your box it up. Tell us all
Yep,
about it.
I'm just gonna go against the whole system all day. Of breaking.
That's what you like to do, Charles. You're a
That's what I
rebel,
like to
man.
do. Is right.
You're
So
TC. You're Tango Charlie Rebel.
that's right. So yeah, the 1 horse. I mean, he looks great on paper. He gets Steve gets 15% first timers. The breeding suits this distance. Has 4 gate works. That means to me, usually I like to see 2 gate works on a first time starter because that means they got it right away and you don't take them back. Once they get it, you don't take them back until at the end you just walk them through it. But he's got 4 of them, so now I think he's got it down. So that's my number 1 pick there. The 3 horse, Cox gets 18% first timers. The Dam has 5 winners. One of them is a stakes horse from 6 starters, so not bad at all. Solid work tab. And the number 2 horse is my third pick. Now, Mod is not known for first time starters most time. Builds a foundation, but he does get 10% first timers. Dam has one winner from two starters, and I do like this jockey trainer combo. So maybe he sees something special in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then my final pick is the 4. The breeding suits this distance. Sire gets 16% winners first time out. So not bad there. And has a solid work tab also.
Again, yeah, it says our box it up. 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent try, 10-cent superfecta box. It's one race where we feel like we're probably going to get the best odds, and that's why we picked that race as our box it up. Race number 9 to close out the card today. I'm going to start with the 4 horse. Thank you, John, and hopefully say thank you, John, for hitting our late pick 4, which is about to come up, the prime rib pick 4. We've talked about this many times. When there's a bunch of first-time starters, I put them in versus experienced horses. Not a whole lot of experienced horses here. I put them into buckets, all the first-time starters in one, all of the experienced horses in the other, usually fish out of one bucket. I'll usually take 3 out of one bucket, maybe 1 out of the other bucket. The 4 horse has one of my favorite angles. Again, something that you want to read is Barry Meadows' book, The Skeptical Handicapper, if you're wanting to get better at the game. One of the alpha angles is a bullet and go for first-time starters. In other words, the last workout before the horse goes to the track was a bullet. We saw that yesterday come into play and actually win with that 6 horse in the opening leg of your hot dog pick 4, Charles. Was a first-time starter with the bullet work, bullet and go at 6-1, found the winner's circle. So maybe Thank You, John, can do the same today. Number 8, that is Let Them Behind. All right. This one has a lot of good works getting ready. Again, out of that bucket of first-time starters that have solid workouts. So hopefully this one can take those workouts to the track. Number 11, Uncle Marty is the lone experienced horse that I have in here. Does qualify for that Chris P. angle again. Second in its last race, trying to get its maiden score. So maybe today can bump that up to first. Just a little bit of improvement. And then finally, number 3, Looms Boldly is my final choice. This is another one with some good workouts and probably the best trainer in terms of win percentage. Debuting a horse, 18% for trainer Brad Cox, which is a good number. I think I'll take an 18% winner for first-time starters. Let's go ahead and take a look at our prime rib pick 4s, as I alluded to. Yours is $96. You've built kind of like a staircase there, a little bit of a foyer at the bottom. Then you're moving your way up to the top before you go in the door. You're expecting the 5 and the 8 to be the best 2 in race number 6, and then building from there.
But I have to admit, in the 6th race, I really was kind of wanting to put 3 horses in there, but it just wasn't going to fit because I was really scared of that 9th race being totally wide open for a price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of see it the same way. I went 3 by 4 by 3 by 5 in that last race. Again, anything could happen in those maiden races where a whole bunch of first-time starters. You just don't know what's going to happen when the doors open, who's going to head to the lead, who's going to hesitate. So I went a little bit more coverage there. The pressure is on, Charles, because we got one on Monday, we got one on Tuesday, we got one on Wednesday. We're due to get another one today, Charles. And if we do hit, folks, while you're here, kindly do us a big favor. Please hit that like button on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. We appreciate that. It helps us with the algorithms a ton. So the more likes we get, the more thumbs up we get, the higher the rankings we go, more people will come to the show. It's a great way to support us. We appreciate that. Another great way to support us is head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Click on that HRT gear link. And look, we put together some football stuff in honor of the show that Sean, myself, and Jared are putting together. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that myself.
Yeah, I created it myself. I have a little bit of a creative side, which is kind of scary. If you're going to bet today at Horseshoe Indianapolis, they should just kept it Indiana Grand. Over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, you will find they are the free picks of the day. There is a link in the description below. You'll find links all over horseracingtoday.net, as well as in Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Click on that, and you will see that Gold Buckle is the top choice in race number 1 at Horseshoe Indianapolis. Yesterday, Delaware Park was our free track of the day. Over $2,000 in potential winnings, including a nearly $800 pick 5. So nothing wrong with that, especially if it's complimentary, right?
That's right.
The link is below. Please use that. Here are our full picks once again. at Belmont, at Aqueduct today. You can see Charles has his long shot in race number 2. I have my long shot to kick off the card in race number 1. Charles' best bet, race number 5. My best bet is in race number 6. Charles's box it up is in race number 9. My box it up in race number 7. Hopefully we catch some good prices there. Hot dog pick 4s kick off in race number 2. Charles putting together a $16 ticket. Me maxing out the budget at 20. We're going to really have if I get through those first 2 races, I should be good to go. Hopefully we catch a bomb in the second half. And then finally, our prime rib pick 4s take us through races 6, 7, 8, and 9. If Charles gets the race number 9 and doesn't somehow cash, something is wrong.
That's right. That's how I see it.
Yeah, that's how I see it too. Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here today, Charles?
No, just once again, everybody in Florida, I hope you're all safe. And anybody that's betting Belmont at Aqueduct, we've got 1 minute to post.
All right, so make sure you get your picks in, your bets in there. We appreciate that, Charles. What's up, Razor? How you doing today, man? I know you're not drinking this early in the morning, are you? Good to see you again, Razor. Just kidding a little bit. I love to watch Razor's show. If you haven't had a chance to check out Razor's show, you want to make sure you do that because my man is filled with enthusiasm, which I love to see. And it's authentic enthusiasm too. So it's not faked, which, everybody can see through a fake right away. And Razor is legit. All right, folks, again, my 3 things for the day. Number 1, as always, just be a little bit better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. If you're a little bit better today, let's just say 1% better today than you were yesterday, at the end of the year, you'll be more than 3 times the person you are today. Nothing wrong with that, right, Charles?
That's right.
And of course, we're aware of what's happening down in Florida. If there's anything that you can do, send water, charity to Salvation Army. A lot of our fellow citizens down there are going to be struggling for the next month or so to get things together. Find a charity that you appreciate, that you trust, that you like. Maybe if we win something today and you play it, maybe take 2 or 3%, donate it off to your fellow citizens who are definitely in a hard spot. And anything else that you do today, whether you're working, playing, betting the horses, going to watch NFL tonight, all of the above, Charles, we certainly hope it ends up in only one place, and that place can only be
the winner's circle.
Absolutely. Thanks again for joining us again. Just a little show note. No show tonight. We couldn't get a guest. Not enough. Terry couldn't make it. Tom couldn't make it. No show tomorrow, but Tom will post his ARC picks over at horseracingtoday.net. Till we meet again, everybody, have a fantastic Thursday.